Hello my dear students, in this lecture we are going to see one numerical. This numerical was asked in GATE 2007 for 2 marks. Now the question is on your screen. The question is, a bolted joint is shown below. The maximum shear stress in MPa in bolt A and B respectively are. Means for this type of bolted joint, the maximum shear stress in A and the shear stress in B. This is the question. Here there is a bolt A, bolt B and bolt C. Now the dimensions of bolt are given. 3 holes means A, B, C. At 3 locations there is a bolt. And for bolt, fitting bolt, we need hole. 3 holes of M10. Metric thread 10 mm diameter and 1.75 mm pitch. Here 10 means it is the diameter of bolt and 1.75 means it is the pitch of bolt. Therefore, we can say diameter of bolt is 10 mm. Again, see distances are given. The eccentricity, the force F is acting on a plate, 6 mm thick plate at location. Force F is 10 kilonewton, and this force is acting at location 150 mm. All dimensions are in mm. It is given 150 mm from the CG of these all bolts. Now, for all these 3 bolts, can you say here? Look at the 3 bolts. Can I say at location B for C, B, and A? At location B, there will be centroid of all 3 bolts. Therefore, G of all bolts will coincide with B. The B and G point will be at same location, right? Therefore, this force is equal to 10 kilonewton. We can transfer at centroid, but along with this force equal to 10 kilonewton, transfer as it is at G, but along with this force, transfer the moment created by this force about the point G. Therefore, this force will create moment about point G in, can I say, in clockwise direction. The clockwise moment will be created about G, which is nothing but force into eccentricity. Therefore, eccentricity is 150 mm. Here, eccentricity is 150 mm. And again, from centroid G, from centroid or center of gravity G or B, the distance of C is RC, radius of C. This distance will be radius of C, right? This much distance is RC, which is nothing but 40 mm. Again, from G, distance of B is RB. Now G and B coincides, therefore we can say radius of B is 0. Again, distance of A from G is called RA. Therefore RA is again 40 mm. RA is again 40 mm. And there will be, because of this force F, eccentric force F, we have already seen in theory lecture that there will be a primary shear which is equally distributed in all the 3 bolts, and there will be a secondary shear, and the secondary shear force is perpendicular to the radius. Secondary shear force is perpendicular to radius and opposite to the moment created by this force. The moment is created in clockwise direction, therefore the secondary shear must create anti-clockwise moment, right? Now let us solve this question. We are going to see the free body diagram of these 3 bolts. Now here I am drawing the 3 bolts. See, bolt A, B and C. Here there is a bolt C, right? This is a bolt C. Then there will be a bolt B and there is a bolt A. These are the 3 bolts, right? And G will be at B only. G will be at B only. That is centroid of 3 bolts. Now here B to A distance. This is radius of A, RA, right? B to C distance. This is radius of C. It is RC, right? Here we know RC is equal to RA equal to 40 mm. Now G to B distance is radius of B, which is nothing but 0. RB is equal to 0. Now the applied force we can put as it is, that is applied force EF as it is on the G, which is nothing but downward 10 kilonewton. 10 kilonewton. As well as if I see the diagram, in diagram the applied force is acting in downward direction. It is creating clockwise moment, which is nothing but Ef into E. Therefore, put the clockwise moment also. Put the clockwise moment also at this location, which is nothing but Ef into E. Right. Now, therefore, there is a clockwise moment like this, which is nothing but acting as a torque. Therefore, we can say this torque is equal to Ef into E, which is nothing but torque is equal to 10 into E is 150. It is in kilonewton mm. It is in kilonewton. Force is given in kilonewton and distance in mm. Therefore, 10 into 150 kilonewton mm. This will be the torque acting. Now, to balance this primary shear load of 10 kilonewton, the primary shear load PS is nothing but 10 kilonewton. Therefore, to balance this primary shear load, there will be equal and opposite reaction in all three bolts, right? Therefore, there will be a primary shear load in bolt A, which is given by PSA in upward direction opposite to this force. There will be PSA. There will be primary shear load in B, which is nothing but PSB in upward direction because applied load is downward. There will be primary shear load in C, PSC, right? Now, for equilibrium, we can say this PSA is equal to PSB is equal to PSC, which is equal to total applied load PS divided by number of bolts, right? The total direct shear stress or direct shear load 10 kilonewton is equally distributed in all three. Therefore, we can say PSA is equal to PSB is equal to PSC is equal to 10 divided by 3. There are 3 bolts, right? It is in kilonewton. It is in kilonewton. We are calculating in kilonewton. Again, there is a secondary shear stress. Secondary shear stress because of this torsional moment torque T. Right now, therefore, to cancel this clockwise torque, we need to apply anti-clockwise torque. Therefore, about G, if I apply force on C like this, if force on C is applied like this, which is nothing but PSC dash secondary shear load on C, then see this PSC dash is creating in anti-clockwise direction torque, right? Then correct. Again, on A, if I apply like this, PSA dash, it is creating in anti-clockwise direction, means correct, right? And at B, we cannot apply force because there will be no force because B and G are passing through same point. Therefore, radius of B is 0. Now, the formula to find secondary shear load, that is PS dash, if I want to find PS dash, secondary shear load is nothing but K into radius, right? And where K is constant, which is nothing but K is equal to, for this case, P into E, which is nothing but moment, torque, which is nothing but torque, divided by RA square plus RB square plus RC square. This is the K formula, right? Now, if I want to find secondary shear in A, PSA dash, then K will be P into E divided by RA square plus RB square plus RC square into radius of A. Therefore, PSA dash is equal to force P is nothing but 10 kilonewton. Force P is nothing but 10 kilonewton into eccentricity is here 150. Eccentricity is given 150 into RA is 40 mm divided by RA square is 40 square plus RB square is 0 square plus RC square is 40 square, right? Now solve this, then you will get this secondary shear load in A, which is nothing but you will find 18.75 kilonewton. This will be the secondary shear load in A. Again, secondary shear load in B, PSB dash, which is nothing but KRB. My dear students, RB is 0, therefore it is 0. It is 0. Again, if I want to find secondary shear load in C, that is PSC dash, it is KRC, which is nothing but P into E divided by RA square plus RB square plus RC square into RC. Now, my dear students, if you check here, secondary shear load in A and secondary shear load in C, only RA is replaced by RC, and here RA is equal to RC. We know that RA is equal to RC. Therefore, secondary shear load in C is equal to secondary shear load in A, which is nothing but 18.75 kilonewton. And primary shear load PSA is equal to PSB is equal to PSC. In all, primary shear load is 10 by 3 kilonewton, right? Which is nothing but 3.33 kilonewton. This already we have calculated. And secondary shear load in B is 0 kilonewton. This we have calculated. Now let us go for the solution of question. Now as we calculated primary shear loads which is same in all, and secondary shear load in A and C is same 18.75 and in B is 0. Now look at the diagram. If I want to find resultant load on A, then on A there is primary shear load in vertical direction, secondary shear load in horizontal direction. Therefore, if I want to find resultant load on A, the resultant load will pass through them like this. This is the resultant load on A, that is force on A. If I want to find resultant load on C, on C there is vertical load and horizontal load. Primary is vertical, secondary is horizontal. Therefore, resultant will be in between them. This is resultant load on C, right? And on B there is only one load, which is nothing but PSB, which is nothing but resultant. The same will be the resultant on B. The same will be resultant on B, right? Now let us find them. Let us find them. Now here at C there is a 90-degree between the loads. At A also there is a 90-degree between the loads. And as per law of parallelogram, we have to use here law of parallelogram. Law of parallelogram. As per this law, the resultant load on A, PA, is equal to, see here, can I say for perpendicular loads, it is under root of PSA square plus PSA dash square. Therefore, put the values, which is under root of 3.33 square plus 18.75 square. Therefore, resultant load on A is equal to, resultant shear load on A is equal to, if I solve this, 19.04 kilonewton. Again, if I want to find resultant load on C, you will find same. You will find same, that is under root of PSC square plus PSC dash square. Therefore, resultant load on A is equal to resultant load on C, because PSC and PSA are same, PSC dash and PSA dash are same. Therefore, it will become 19.04 kilonewton. Again, the resultant load on B is nothing but force primary shear load on B, PSB, because the only load is PSB, 3.33 kilonewton. Right. Now come to the question. The question is to find, the question was to find, check the question. In question they are asking what is the shear stress in bolt A and bolt B. Therefore, if I want to find shear stress in bolt A, which will be equal to shear stress in bolt C, because force is same. The shear stress is nothing but force in A divided by pi by 4 d square. And diameter is given 10 mm. Diameter is already given. M, the bolt was given M 10 into 1.75 mm, where M 10 is nothing but diameter, 1.75 is nothing but pitch of the bolt, right? Therefore, the shear stress will become, find out shear stress in A. Force in A is 19.04. It is in kilonewton, my dear students, divided by pi by 4. Diameter is given in mm, 10 square. Therefore, if I convert into Newton mm, Newton per mm square, it is in mm square, right? Therefore, if I want to convert into Newton, then it is 19.04 into 10 to the power 3 divided by pi by 4 into 10 square. It is Newton per mm square. If I want to convert kilonewton into Newton, I have to multiply with 10 to the power 3. Therefore, shear stress in A, which is nothing but shear stress in C, is nothing but equal to, if I solve for this, the answer will be 242.5 Newton per mm square, which is nothing but 242.5 MPa. Newton per mm square is nothing but MPa, right? This is the shear stress in A. Similarly, if I want to find shear stress in B, then shear stress in B is equal to resultant force in B divided by pi by 4 d square. Therefore, is equal to resultant force in B is 3.33. Therefore, 3.33, it is in kilonewton. Therefore, into 10 to the power 3, it will become in Newton divided by pi by 4. D square is 10 square. It is mm square. And if I solve this, then answer I will find equal to 42.44 Newton per mm square. Therefore, resultant shear stress in B is equal to 42.44 MPa. Now, look at the options, my dear student. If you see the options, option A is correct choice. Option A will be correct for this question. Thank you, dear students. In next lecture, we will see one more numerical on bolted joint.